Hello again, everybody. This is Steve Kallas. Speaking of sports, we're at westchestercountypost.com. Please go to the website, click on sports videos, sports articles. There's a lot of other good stuff there. But today we're here to talk about Notre Dame, looking back very briefly at that win over Bowling Green, which you kind of knew how it was going to be. But more importantly, looking forward to the USC game, which is always a big game. USC is a top 25 team. They'll be ranked eventually. They dropped out of the rankings after their loss to Washington. But looking back at Bowling Green quickly, 52-0. Nobody was surprised. It was really a day for them to get healthy, statistically, to get better. But more importantly to me, to have Ian Book throw the ball down the field. You know Book's numbers, 16 for 20 for 261 yards and 5 touchdowns. He threw the ball down the field. 4 of the 5 touchdown passes were between 20 and 35 yards. That's a lot more than he's been doing in past games. Admittedly, this was against lesser competition. But, you know, Tony Jones, over 100 yards rushing. Everybody got a receiving touchdown. Jerkovic came in and threw a touchdown, so they had touchdown passes galore. Chase Claypool had 2. McKinley had 1. Cole Kmet had 1. Tommy Tremble had 1, and Avery Davis had 2 nice catches, the second one for a touchdown. So everything went according to plan. The defense was dominant. They didn't, there was 1 field goal that was blocked, field goal attempt by Bowling Green. Final score 52-0. The post-game press conference was essentially, we did what we had to do. Coach Kelly seemed very happy, but they experimented with a lot of things, including throwing the ball down the field, which I think they're going to have to do to some degree against USC. But let's switch to USC now. A very good team. That game's Saturday night on NBC, 7:30 p.m. Keydon Slovis is their quarterback now. They lost J.T. Daniels for the year. Slovis was hurt, but he came back. He's going to start, according to Clay Helton, the head coach of USC, so that's not a secret. Matt Fink, the backup quarterback, he might play a little, but Slovis is the guy. He's a freshman, but he's played very well when he hasn't been injured. Of course, he's been injured lately, but now he's back and he will start again, according to Clay Helton, the USC coach. So what do they have? They have an incredible group of wide receivers. Pittman, 6'4", Vaughn, 6'3". St. Brown is that slot receiver who's real good. The 3 of them have tremendous numbers. Last year, the 3 of them combined for 300 yards against Notre Dame. Notre Dame won that game, you'll recall, 24-17. Coach Kelly has tremendous respect for the wide receivers of USC, as he should. As you know, Notre Dame's a little weak in the cornerback position. They've got Troy Pride Jr. at one side, but Tariq Bracy on the other side is only getting his second college start at cornerback. And last week against Bowling Green was his first college start at cornerback, so he's kind of inexperienced. The problem for Notre Dame is Crawford is out with that elbow injury, dislocated elbow, so he can't play. After that, there's only 6'3" Dante Vaughn, so I think they're going to try and go with 3 corners. Already Coach Kelly said I might experiment with some freshmen, but he seemed reluctant to want to play freshmen against top wideouts like the ones USC, that they have. Also, I don't know that Clay Helton was giving away anything, but he said, we're really going to have to throw the deep ball against Notre Dame. They're a big play offense. They're not a dink and dunk offense. And with those 3 wide receivers, they can do it, and it's going to be a real test. So what to me is the key part of this game? Well, they're shorthanded at cornerback. USC is going to throw the ball deep. So what's the answer all the time for that? To get a better pass rush. Can they get a good pass rush with 4? Well, they have the 2 great defensive ends, which Coach Helton of USC talked about. But they're going to need more than that. I think they're going to have to blitz. If you don't put pressure on the quarterback of USC, he's going to be throwing it long all day. And invariably, at some point, they're going to hit on those. So I think the key to the game is the pass rush on both of their quarterbacks, Slovis and Fink, when he plays. And I think if they don't get that pass rush, they're going to be in trouble because they're going to connect on some long passes. Do they have a running game? Yes, but it's really about the USC wide receivers. For Notre Dame, they get back Jafar Armstrong. You guys know he's been missing. He's been hurt. He's their best running back who can also catch passes. As Coach Kelly said at his press conference, he was a wide receiver in high school. He came to college partly as a wide receiver. So he's the best running / pass catching back that Notre Dame has. He's been out for a few weeks. Tony Jones has filled in admirably. Jameer Smith has filled in admirably. But they really should get a lot from Jafar Armstrong. Now, people questioned him about, is he going to play the whole game? How many plays? And Kelly said he can't play 50. We've got him in for 20. And, you know, if it's in game and it's close and it's late in the game and he's already played 20, you know he's going to play that last possession or those last two possessions in the fourth quarter. If that's the difference between winning and losing, if they get a big lead or if somehow USC gets a big lead, they might take back his reps. But they need him now. And I'll also notice Micah Young did nothing last week against Bowling Green, but he's on his starting receiver again this week for Notre Dame. So it's really going to be, can Ian Book throw the ball down the field, and can Notre Dame stop USC from throwing the ball down the field? That's going to be the keys to the game. This is Steve Kallas speaking of sports. We'll see you the next time.